Episode 36. What could be in Lady Epson's mysterious diary of mysteries? We'll only find out once we get the key. And who knows how we do that? Still so many mysteries in this game, and it feels like I barely make any progress each episode. Maybe little by little with an upgrade disc here or there or something else, but I don't know. In between this episode and that last, with that feeling in mind, I did look a little bit up. Just because I feel like I wouldn't be able to make progress on this front. For the gallery. In addition to my own thinking, but well, I guess we'll see where that leads. But not immediately, maybe later. We're still continuing this run, which was kind of a mulligan. Since I started the day with 45 steps somehow, and also just in general, the top right of the screen seemed like it was weird. And the top left, but the day's not completely over just because we started with almost half the steps we normally do, I guess. Still gotta use this upgrade disc. There isn't really anything that we want to spend on here, though. I mean, we could buy bananas. Don't want to spend the money on that, though. Not yet. We're gonna need a computer room to use this disc in. At some point. Oh, and I guess we can make some gems. Let's try to go for at least one more red room, though. Do I have this noted? A black pawn? I'm sure we have the pawn noted, but the parlor is black. There, noted. Oh, and I guess we can pick this up, even if we're not going to use it immediately. Just in case we run into the workshop. Oh, should I have done that? It's going to be -2 steps every time we step in here, so yeah, I guess if we don't get a red room immediately, we'll just go back to the parlor. Well, I guess either way, we'll go back to the parlor. This is... We don't have the key. The garage key, or the car key. So we can't open this up. It does give us 3 keys for 1 gem, but not sure that's entirely necessary right now. We don't necessarily want more red rooms, just because it gives us 1 more gem in the parlor. I think just to guarantee that we can use this upgrade disc this time, we need more doors. We still have the foundation to explore, so we can try that later, but just to play it safe, I want the upgrade disc. Little by little, I guess. So I guess we're going to do this now. The gems are in the black box. Nothing. That's a valid statement, I guess. The gems are in a box with a statement. 1 truth, 1 lie, the other one we don't know. If this was true, then the gems are in this black box. That would make this false, because the gems are in... Well, I guess this would be true. Both blue and black would be true if the gems were in the black box. But that can't be the case because the exact wording of the rules is that there is always 1 box, at least 1 box, which displays only false statements. Which means this isn't a false statement because there is no statement. And actually, by the same logic, that there's always 1 box which displays only true statements. The blue box and the black box, between one of them, or between both of them, one of them is the box that always lies, and one of them is the box that always tells the truth. And then this last box is something in the gray area in the middle. I guess the last box, which isn't always true or always false, can be false, can be true, It can also be neither. It can just be nothing, a non-statement. So that's what this is. So since we explored the possibility that this is true, and that wasn't the case, this must be true. The gems are in a box with a statement, meaning this is false. The gems are not in the black box. So because it has to be a statement box and not the black box, it's a blue box. 2 gems. The normal amount from the parlor, without the upgrade. I guess it's not a complete loss. Shall we go to the foundation or the pantry? Oh wait, we can dig up. No, we can't dig up. If we have to go back to the parlor for digging things up, we would have to find the shovel first, so let's explore foundation-wise first, if we have enough steps for that. We're going for a computer as soon as we can find it, just because today is pretty much a mulligan. Use it. No lockpick. I guess we still have some keys. This would... What would this do for us? It would be helpful for the garage and the gym. It would unlock any security doors, but we don't have the security room. We could redraft, like a lot. This would be a dead end though. Not sure we want to spend the gems though. It's just 1 gem per redraw though, so... This isn't the worst thing in the world. We could buy food. This also goes in a direction we want. This would have been more useful yesterday. I think the study. All 3 of these seem like fairly good options for minor upgrades or minor boons. I think this one to redraw just lets us maybe guarantee that computer room, which is the main thing we want. On today, which is a mulligan. So I noted down study before with a queen. I'm pretty sure this has to be right. And this does line up with the white queen being in the ladyship's room, which we were just in, and this being the black queen, the only other queen there would be on a normal chessboard. So yeah, those are our 2 queens. I guess. This though, is there any hint? The hint from this, I can turn to my page that had these written down. I filled in some rooms just based on the only likely letters that would complete a word would be there. What I have is, if we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. So of course, we would need a date to crack this safe, but we don't know what date. There would have to be some kind of hint in relation to this room somehow, right? That points us to what date would apply to this safe. It could even be in this room, the hint, but none of these seem very date related. Other than this one... The only thing in this room that points to a date for me would be that one mention of Thursday. All these pictures are like missing for some reason. This test too. Neither here nor there though. No dates here either. Or here. By the way, no, this doesn't seem to apply to anything right now. Not with like the room layout or something. 8D. I'm not sure how that would like relate to the safe or a date or something. Oh wait, 8 dates. Is that a hint or something? 8D, 8 dates? maybe. But if we were just using this Thursday, I took a picture of that calendar from the drafting room or whatever, a couple episodes ago. We need them produced in sets of 2, a pair for each room. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm thinking. I'm likely delusional to think this can be pulled off by Thursday. I think when I read this note initially, I thought it would be like the day that Simon arrives. But of course Herbert wrote this note, so I don't know how he would know the exact date that Simon would arrive, because Simon would only arrive when Herbert dies, and I don't think Herbert knew exactly when he would die. Did I ever take a photo of that newspaper in the morning room that showed the exact date that Herbert died or something? At least mentioned it. I don't see it in my photos here, so I guess not. Yeah, this would have been before I started like taking photos religiously, I guess. Still. Regardless of the date that Herbert died on, he wanted to get these ready for Simon, right? And Simon arrived on, based on my photo of the calendar from the drafting room, on November 7th, a Saturday. That would be day 1, I guess. And we're currently on day 31, or rather, December 1st or 2nd or something like that. Regardless, Thursday isn't the date that Simon arrived, so if he was trying to get these ready on a Thursday before Simon arrived, then that would be November 5th, right? Maybe? So we could try 1105? A shot in the dark? The Thursday before Simon arrived. No, it wasn't that. Let me try that again just by clearing and re-entering very carefully. 1105. November 5th. Not that. What about the Thursday before? We can just work our way back through the entire calendar, trying every single date. Not really. So that would be on October something or other. Gonna have to look at my actual real-life calendar for that. I don't know how many days are in October. No, wait, I do. There's 31 in October. Because of Halloween, right. So if we know that 31st would have been on Saturday, looking at the calendar again in my photo from the drafting room, then Thursday would have been October 29th. Yeah. So I guess that would be 10/29? The Thursday before the Thursday Simon arrived? 1029. No, it's not that. It might not have anything to do with this Thursday, but I don't know what other date would apply to the safe. We solved this thing, but it doesn't help, like at all. I mean, other than the hint that dates are related to safes, but nothing's pointing towards this safe. Is there something in some other room? What does this Thursday even reply to, or refer to? He asked Anne to get all the new artwork. Maybe there's some note in the office, Anne's office, that refers to the Thursday. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway, we're just trying to get the computer. I don't know, East Wing Hall. Observatory goes in the direction we want, or no wait, none of them do. Sure, spend 1 dice, because we can still do that, I guess. The dining room gives us our steps back if we get to room 8. Plus for every spread we've done, which is none. There's like a new dish or something. Darkroom goes in any direction. I mean, it goes in the direction we want, but it's random. Dining room, just to secure it, I guess. Oh, and we get the lunchbox. How does this work again? When you reach rank 5, gain 10 steps. Oh, that's right behind us. And that would be better if we got the bonus, I guess, for this, whatever it is. We'd know if we had the kitchen. Doesn't really matter. Greater chance for green rooms. Could be nice. This goes in 2 directions we like though, and we're just trying to guarantee a computer room. Computer rooms aren't green. Did I note white pawn in den? I don't think I did. Page of my notes for pawn, den. Oh, I did. Probably did that like last episode even. Alright, let's do this room first. I guess we could claim the jackhammer and walk it back in here. There's no better place to put the code checker, not really. Just gonna have to make sure we don't lose this thing. With our limited steps remaining. Gonna have to be careful. What do we even have to check in other than that? Nothing as useful. This does let us take up the thing in the pantry. Nothing lets us go south. Do we want to spend a gem to go south? I'm not really sure we do. I mean, we can't really get everything anyway. It's just one more room, so whatever. Let's see what bonus we get from this. With 16. It is 5 plus... Oh. No, wait, it's not 5. We got 5 more diamonds, that's not a 5. This would have been the 5 from the Southern Cross and the... what is that? 4, 8... 13. No, wait. 11. 11 plus 5 for 16. So I think the way that the stars work is that they take the biggest one that isn't like... well, the biggest ones that can add up into this. So it wouldn't be 4 plus 5 plus 7, which is a valid combination for 16. For 16, they would take 11 plus 5, the largest whatever that combines into it. So now we've got more chance for crosses, cross rooms, 4-door rooms, plus more diamonds. This would have been great on a day that wasn't a mulligan, with a tiny, tiny amount of steps. But I guess today's not over. So here we're reaching rank 5 and using our lunchbox in a second. I need to note down this pawn. In the dining room, just note down dining with white, in case that matters. And here's our bonus. Just enough to stay afloat, I guess. Come on. Don't make me use my keys. Sure, the dig spots. Why not? And there's a metal detector. Very loud rumble from this. Might be getting picked up on my mic. It's working out great so far. Sure, gems. That's good for redraws, I guess. Yeah, another gem. And our last one. Tin can. Alright, let's try this. Nope. No lockpick. Not this time. Alright, that's guaranteed. Half our steps, huh? I don't think so. We've got plenty of gems. It's not the best use for the passageway. I guess we could redraw for 1 gem, but then why spend a gem if we're just going to use 2 gems here? It's just one inefficient door, or one blocked door. This is fine, right? We can spend this. Still looking for a computer room? Come on. Oh great, this is worse. I should have known. Right around now. That's already open. We really need a computer room. We can redraw until we get like one of the computer rooms. We'll do that as a last resort though, I guess. Cloister is okay. The rotunda though is the same amount, and it's also technically a new room. And it goes in like all the directions we want, so even though there's no real point in doing this, I just kind of want to see the new room. It's a mulligan day. We're playing crazy today. The rotunda, a circular chamber with a dome ceiling, adorned with an array of mechanical gears. In the center of the room, a stone podium serves as a central pivot point for the chamber's true purpose, rotation. A fitting function for a room named rotunda, which means clockwise room in Eurasian. Oh, I guess I can't use like the actual linguistic origin in the real world. They have to like use their fantasy country, Eurasia, or whatever. I don't know where rotunda comes from in the real world though. The linguistic origin, the etymological origin, I guess would be the word. Not that it matters. But I guess rotunda is like a real thing. Not all rotundas actually rotate, like this room. That's just in this game. I guess the real purpose is that they're just circular rooms. That's all they are. Still, would be fun. Alright. Rotate me this way. Kind of weird. I mean, the doors just kind of exist. And then get blocked off or revealed. Not the most exciting way this room can rotate, but I guess it's fine. It's just that the floor doesn't rotate, so it's not as fun as it could be, you know? Does this update in real time? It does. Love to see it. Is this locked? It's not. The showroom, huh? We can't afford anything. Might as well make it the boiler room, I guess. We can rotate the floor plans? Wait, why can we do that? Does that cost anything? Why is this an option? How did we get the rotate option? The study lets us redraw, but how can we rotate? Is that just like a unadvertised function of the rotunda? It might be. I'm pretty sure rotate just appeared just now, so maybe. I don't think we want to rotate anything, unless we, like, spend a gem to get something else. No real point in doing that, though. Make it the boiler room, I guess. I'm gonna do it. Right now. We're not going in yet, though. Good, it's unlocked. The Great Hall is not unlocked though. We know the very end of the Great Hall is going to be locked. As fun, quote-unquote, as the Great Hall is, and as rare as it is, I think we just need something that goes forward without using our last key, because that's our major resource right now. And we can't use our last key if we can't guarantee that we're going to get the computer room, which we're still after. So redraw, please. Good, there's our computer room. With that done, we don't have to worry about anything other than making sure we get our jackhammer back to where it needs to be by the end of the day. We've almost reached rank 8, so we can head back to the dining room soonish. For 20 extra steps, this first. The billiard room. It'd be nice if that spawned more often. The speakeasy. Basic addition. Oh, that just makes it easy. I mean, it's already just basic math, right? So, I don't think we need it. The break room. If you call it a day in break room, tomorrow you will begin the day with a staff key card. That's interesting. Let's read the last one. The pool hall. Adds Great Hall, foyer, and secret passage to today's draft pool. But they're already in the draft pool, right? Aren't they like always there? Or does the draft pool work differently, where there's like a set things you can draw from? I didn't know if it worked like that. But these combo pretty well with each other. The Great Hall is unlocked by the foyer, and so is the secret passage. Well, just the Great Hall foyer combination is the only real combination, but the foyer unlocks every hallway. And the secret passage... The nice thing about the break room is that the staff key card... Wait, do you need the staff key card to enter the foundation from the basement? I'm actually forgetting. I feel like I've had to insert that key card multiple times, and that it only works if you have the key card. This kind of works into the clock tower build by just making this one of those days, one of those things that builds to tomorrow. But this is better for today if we can guarantee these good hallway rooms. It also makes it a hallway, which like has other effects, I guess. How often are we going to call it a day in the break room? How often are we going to make use of the foyer, Great Hall, and secret passage by getting the pool hall? You get like a key from the puzzle in this room, so I guess that helps you unlock like things in the Great Hall or the secret passage, if that ends up being locked. I'm going to flip a mental coin. And it landed on the break room. But that doesn't mean I'm going to choose the break room. It's just a psychological method to make me think, well, now that my choice is landing on the break room, do I want to change my choice or keep it? Like a Monty Hall problem or something. I'm not going to sit here forever and decide this, but this is forever. This change is forever. Basically, this just means that these things are going to spawn more often. They are pretty rare, so it'd be nice to see them. Of course, we barely see the pool hall at all, but it would be nice to see them. This just gives us the key card. The key card is useless if we unlock the keycard doors through the security room or make them less frequently spawning, and we can just pick up the keycard some other day or some other way, I think it's going to be this. The pool hall. Based on the picture, it seems like it adds another table. And yeah, we're in the security room, so like I just said, we can turn these to low. And unlocked if we somehow make that happen. Which isn't likely at this rate. Anything we missed? Food and coins. I don't know where those are. No, wait. Those would both be in the pantry. That makes sense. Well, let's go to the pantry. Please? Thank you. Yeah, the conference room. And actually, this was our first visit to the library, or a terminal, rather. Actually, we got the lab right here. What do we say? We can still go north without the conference room, but if we make the conference room, we can use the terminal to spawn in a bunch of coins from the office. Do we need the coins, though? It would only be something like 20 to 30 coins, which would bring us to 30 to 44 coins max or something like that. Just a guess. I think running experiments in the long run would be better, though. And this does go to the pantry, so fine. We're doing this. Any food? No. Okay, first the experiment. Or first the... Well, I guess if the experiment relates to picking up things, we can check. Whenever you draft an archive floor plan, easy to trigger, but only if we get the archive. Each time you eat an apple, or immediately, that only triggers one time, and if we want to use our thing to reach into the shelter and unlock the doors, this won't work. We could set our steps to 40 like each time we eat an apple, though. But apples aren't like easy to find. Archived with steps to 40 is pretty good, but I kind of want 1 gold to our allowance, right? We would need to get the archive, though. And the archive is more likely to spawn, because we have the 4-door star thing, the bonus that makes it more likely to get more of the rooms that go in all directions or whatever, the cross. So I think this is our best option. If we accept the debuff of using archived floor plans. Okay. I'm gonna do it. Right now. Do it. And we can come back to the network if we find ourselves having done 4 experiments, which would be great to increase our allowance. That's not an apple. Not that it matters. Alright, dig it up. Time to start digging. Like, here or... There. What's our big bonus for the treasure map? One of the lost coffers of Mount Holly. 40 coins. A decent amount. Nothing to spend on quite yet, though. I mean, there's a commissary right there. We could quickly stop by, buy some food. It would only be like a few bananas though, like 4 or something. So that would be 12 steps, minus the extra steps we spend to go in there, which would be like 6, so that would only be like a gain of 6 for losing a bunch of coins. I think we just want to work on building up the dining room, like getting to rank 8. So we'll do that and then get our steps back and see where we go from there. Again, this is still the mulligan run or something. Into the boiler room. Oh, we got some dig spots. And actually there were other dig spots in this house, but I don't feel like I have the steps that I want to spare on that quite yet. Actually, I don't remember where those dig spots would have been. Maybe I'm thinking of the last run. Doesn't really matter. Just the one dig spot. And it was worthless. Alright, so this will be interesting. Maybe. We can turn this on. And now we're going to have the bonus of the 4-way thing, as well as the biasing this gives us by turning these doors into vent rooms or something like that. So with those two things working for each other, that makes the archive very likely, right? Yeah, very likely. We're doing it. Lots of coins this run. Lots of coins. And that's it. Lockpick? Damn. We're not using our last key just yet. Not quite gambling. Quite yet. Unless this is locked. And we can't use a lockpick. Son of a bitch. Our experiment is a failure if we can't get more keys somehow. Were there keys in the commissary? I don't remember. I know we bought a set of gems, and there was like normal gems and bananas. I don't think there were normal keys in there, though. I don't think. Oh, we gotta get to rank 8. The vault, though. Sure, the coins are nice. They're nice, but we don't have the thing that unlocks any vault rooms, so I don't think we can just gamble on getting it. We want to increase our allowance. And we can unlock the doors if we do this experiment 4 times somehow, despite having 0 keys. Make it so. A success. I'm so glad. Dinner's ready. And in here, a couple of gems. Good for rerolls, but what we really need are keys. We have the metal detector, which should be giving us more keys, or helping us find more keys. It hasn't happened yet. Alright, one of these hopefully unlocks. Is unlocked or unlocks with the lockpick. Good. Make it the archive. Ah, this is new though. And it's so rare. It's so rare, but I need the allowance. I need it. We're doing it. Oh, it's Anne's room. It looks much nicer with these windows. A lot more coins. And we can of course spawn more coins in with the spread. Let's see if we can get the conference room just randomly right now, somehow. No conference room, unless this is a conference room. I was kidding. I was joking. It was a conference room. Huh. Well, lucky us. I think the conference room has more chance to spawn near the office. It feels like it. Spread it. I meant to press the other trigger. Well, actually, we know it's going to be 4, right? I was going to check the radiation, but we've only done 3 triggers so far. We're going to have to go back to the dining room. But if we can trigger the other side of the boiler room first, we can stop by security or something, or the lab, either one, and unlock every door. As long as there's one unlocked door, one thing we can unlock with the lockpick, then we can guarantee an archive. Maybe I should have tried the north door of the aquarium first. Whatever. I could still spend 1 step, but how many steps do I need to get back to the dining room? Right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I go in here, that would be 1, and then we unlock the door. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which is already cutting it pretty close. I think that's fine though, right? We can gamble on unlocking the north door real quick. Yeah? Damn. Wasted step. Wasted 2 steps. Yeah, I know there's coins here. Unless you're adding something to the table, literally adding something to the table, metal detector, you're not really helping right now, you're just annoying me. Lots of coins, nothing to spend on. Not yet. Alright, we're going back to the dining room. We can try to see if this unlocks though. Oh, it does. This is a gamble. But we still have the courtyard if we need to, and we can redraw the courtyard if we want to go north. We also have the compass, so it's just likely to go north, right? There. Oh no. God damn it. God damn it. It's just out of reach. I can't believe this shit. There's only one option. We're gonna have to gamble on these other rooms somehow, in the hopes that there's some way to regain at least a couple of steps in the new room so we can make it back to the dining room. The dining room is 5 steps away, and we only have 4 steps. But we'd still need 6 steps to get there, to have 1 step remaining in the dining room. Damn. I mean, we raised our allowance, which is great and all, but... this is not helpful right now. This is even less helpful. We got 2 more shots, with this door and the courtyard door. And it has to be like a lot of steps back. All this money, absolutely worthless. Okay, well, these are definitely not going to be giving us steps back. I think our best option is to try to redraw to guarantee something that gives us steps. We can do this 5 times, and with each time we do this, we have less chance to actually use one of the rooms, because a room that gives us steps might take some gems. We can go to the casino, get even more coins. No, this gives us a few steps back, because it counts as 5 steps for this bedroom we're drawing right now. So we're going to do this. This is the only thing that saves us. Oh wait. No wait. We should be okay. Yeah, we just got to get to the dining room, that's all. It doesn't matter if this is a dead end right now. Any food in there? No, but I guess we'll stop by this room later. It would have been terrible to lose our steps here, especially because we have the digging thing. Which we can check in kind of right now even. So we've got our dinner, but we also have like an extra meal because we got 1 spread room. Oh, and some coins too, for some reason. The special course. The golden sunrise soup. A sun-warm blend of fresh turmeric, whatever, golden ginger and zesty garlic, simmered in coconut milk, and finished with a touch of lemon. Good taste, pays well. Plus 5 steps and plus 5 coins, plus an additional 5 steps if you have a morning room in your house. I don't think I've ever seen this before. It doesn't seem like a normal course. It's like much less steps than you would normally get. But I guess for the bonus of just having this for free, for doing a spread room, it's fine. And the usual course. The lemon glazed salmon. It's 20 steps, but we also have the aquarium, so it's 30 steps. Good luck. Alright, we're back in the water, on this run which I called a mulligan, but is more and more something that I'm trying to survive in. I think with 30 steps we don't have to necessarily check in our jackhammer. I'm not too afraid of randomly losing every step that we have remaining, especially with so few doors remaining. There's nothing on the left side that we can really do. The commissary has nothing for sale that we would want. Nothing really stands out in my memory. So the direction we're going in now would be... It would have to be the security room. A little bit of a detour, but not the worst detour. Yeah. That's going to be our first stop, I guess. And we can figure things out from there. Everything seems much more doable when you have a nice dinner. Did I unlock that locked trunk in the hallway? I'm sure I must have. It would have showed up in the security room if I didn't. It was probably something I didn't really care about. Or it might have just been like gems or whatever. Which I mean I do care about, they're useful for the redraws, which did save my life just now, so I do appreciate that. Shall I step inside? Maybe after we come back here. And we are coming back here. Was this the right way? Crap. Meant to go to security. It would be 3 steps to security. I guess we're exploring this side first. So here, the strategy finally worked out. We've done 4 experiments, which based on my memory of checking this thing when I did 3 experiments, it should trigger. Get into the network. give us remote access to the one thing we haven't accessed yet, the shelter. All 4 terminals are now connected, thanks to Blackbridge. And now, the radiation. If we're above 12, which we are, emergency protocol initiates, meaning all doors are now unlocked. What is this safety protocol? Do I care about that number? Just in case. Because this is so hard to trigger, I'm going to take a picture of that number. Whenever I see numbers, it's triggering me now in this game, I guess. But that's the thing. We've got all doors unlocked now, so we no longer need any keys. Great. Before we leave, though, was there anything relating to, like, Thursday or whatever? No, we read this, like, way earlier. This was just about the lever in the greenhouse. So yeah, the antechamber south is opened by the greenhouse, which I forget sometimes, but right. And then the one in the Great Hall opens up the east side, and west would be the secret garden. I'm just referring to the thing that we saw in the study. Something about replacing all the paintings before next Thursday. It doesn't really seem like any of this has to do with Anne, though. Like, to find out what date relates to the study. The other thing we could do is, like, check the emails. Damn, come on. I always clicked the wrong one. And it takes a second to try again. Does Anne mention any specific dates here in her emails? Next week, 11/1. So you have not left me any instructions for the following week, and you know how much I hate leaving critical plans up until the last minute. As soon as you decide on definite plans for the holidays, please pass a message on to me, either to Hartley, who is valeting for you this weekend, or if you absolutely insist, through this confounded electronic typewriter. So actually, the fact that this does say next week makes me think this is related to the thing in the study, that Herbert was in a scramble to get ready the paintings ready for this puzzle of his before the week that Simon arrives, which is the week Simon arrives. But why would he say next Thursday? Because Simon arrives on Saturday. Actually, did Herbert die on a Thursday? Again, I really wish I took a photo of the morning room newspaper. Next time I'm there, I'll have to make sure to do that, but I think if Herbert was referring to the day that he died being Thursday, after which, like a couple of days after, Simon would have arrived, then this would all make sense, I guess. Obviously, Herbert wrote this email, or wrote somewhere around this time, November 1st, 1993, which is around a week before Simon arrived. So he was still alive back then. Then he dies after he got valeted by Hartley, presumably on this weekend or something that she mentioned. So of course Herbert knew he was going to die. I'm not sure how he knew, unless it was like a suicide, which is pretty morbid. But all the same, that's our only hint towards the date for the study. So I'm going to take a picture of this. We already tried that date, the Thursday before Simon arrived, which would have been November 5th, 1105. But we could also try the date that Herbert wrote it on, maybe, which could have been November 1st. I'm not sure. If anything, we at least have this email as a correlation point for dates relating to that room, which maybe helps, I don't know. The rest of these are for the fuse box, which we already looked at. I originally thought that email was flavor text for how Herbert was talking about or getting ready the entire estate before he died. I guess it's that plus more things. Whatever. Still don't know the date for this safe, the fall of the Major or whatever. More importantly, we have all the doors unlocked. Not the antechamber though, that doesn't count, I guess. Or does it? Yeah, raise my allowance, I don't care. We don't have the vault key, so I don't think we're gonna gamble on getting it. This room would have only helped us, and I guess it still helps us, if we manage to somehow get the secret garden, which we don't have the key for. And we can't spawn the secret garden because all the doors are unlocked, so we don't need this side of the antechamber anyway. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, with the room dark, we can't see what's archived. Guess we'll gamble on one of these rooms being archived. It wasn't archived. Whatever. Well, now red rooms are more likely. Great. Oh, I forgot to reverse the direction of the boiler room. No, wait, we did... We'll see when we get back there. Does the weight room have vents? I think it does, actually. This might have changed my run entirely. Or it could have just been the weight room again, the last time I spawned it, but... Oh, it seems like it's not, like, gone all the way to the left. There. I don't think it was actually going to be a problem if it wasn't all the way to the left. The thing lit up, but it just kind of felt wrong that it wasn't all the way to the left. Alright, so there are vents here, so this means we could connect to a vent room. Not that it really matters. All the doors are unlocked. We might as well, right? We don't need every room to be archived. Because we unlocked everything, we might as well do the Great Hall. And it goes in every direction, so that's great. All unlocked. Before we click that, before we click any door, any door that goes to another room, and this. So we can enter the antechamber. We'd still have to go all the way down to the foundation, which is like a lot of steps, to unlock the room 46. How many steps would that be? I should count next time, but I think it's going to be at least 10 to go from the foundation to the underground chamber and then back. Probably more than 10, but at least 10 is a good round number, I think. But just in case, let's make this, even if we're not going to make an archived room, we can make it go to the antechamber. Yeah, we can do the library. It's a waste of the library, but it's fine. Or we could do this. We get some steps back, I think. Because we have the nursery? We don't really need items lying around, do we? Not at this point. Not when the house is done, pretty much. And we could have run the payroll, or the other thing that spawns things inside this room, if it wasn't at the top of the week, and I screwed myself over on that. Okay. Decisions. And I think I'll decide on what to do starting next episode. We'll just sit here with all of these doors literally open to us, and think about where they might lead. Now would be a good time to take a break.